What's up, everyone? This is Christian Duke, and you're watching Strength Addicts TV, powered by Blackstone Labs. Head on over to blackstonelabs.com and use discount code STRENGTH20. Save 20% site-wide on products like Chosen One, Adrenal Care, and my personal favorite, Glycolog. One thing too that Pete said, and this is a credit to both Pete and the Stan, you guys have seen nothing but success, and you have a show next week, which I do want you to tell us about, Pete and Stan. But something that you said about wanting to get on the Arnold Classic stage at least once, wanting to get on the Olympia stage at least once. I think that with the physique that you have, with the physique you guys have built, I think you could dominate the Masters for, just, the indefinite future. But the fact that in addition to taking this physique to stages all around the country, that you want to take it to the Open in Columbus and Las Vegas, I think really speaks volumes about, how much faith you have in this team that you guys have got. And there's really, the sky's the limit.
Chris, two things. First, go back to Miami Iron. If you go, make sure you guys rack your weights. Whatever you do, put it back. It's not no one else's job to do it. Everyone does that in any gym. If you're using it, if you're lifting it, put it back. It's not my job to do it. It's not Stan's job to do it. Not the owner's job to do it. Just put it back. To get back to the Arnold and the Olympia, yeah. I believe next year we'll be ready. I think next year I feel very confident that I will win an open show next year. I have one weakness, and I know what I need to work on, and we're going to take care of that. And I believe we're going to have about 8 months at least of an off season to correct that weakness. I don't see why I can't win it. I would rather win it than make points. For me, for my legacy, for my journey, that's like, I know you talk about this a lot, but I won my pro card in 2 divisions. I'm a type of guy, if I won my pro card by decision, by default, I wouldn't accept it. It's not winning it. The judges need to give me the win. I'm not someone that would take the card because I was next in line. The same thing with the Olympia with points. I want to win an open to make the team. I don't feel like by you getting points, and this is my personal opinion, I know some people will hate me for it, but I need to win an open show. If I win an open show, that means the judges picked me to win. I didn't win by points. Points is you didn't win. The judges still did not pick you for a reason because someone else was better than you. That's me. That's how my heart is. And I was the same way with my card. If I didn't win my card, I wouldn't accept it if I placed third. That's not winning your card by the judges. So I need to make sure I understand the Arnold is invitation only, and I understand that. But with going to the Olympia, I need to win an open show to be on the list. How I got there.
So you and I would probably disagree on that, only because I think at the end of the day, if you win the Olympia, it doesn't matter how you get there. But a lot of the top guys are on the same page as you, Pete. They refuse to go to the Olympia. There's actually 2 reasons. I'm going to mention Stan's best friend, 2008 Mr. Olympia, Dexter the Blade Jackson. 2 reasons. One, last year, every Mr. Olympia is automatically qualified. But last year, instead of relying, taking benefit of that, Dexter went to Tampa and won his way into the Olympia. So that, I totally understand what you're saying. And also to mention Dexter, every year Dexter does the Olympia is a year he could win the Olympia. And this year, not to compare you and his genetics and hard work, although you do work very hard, but Dexter could win the Olympia the last time this year at 51 years of age. So if he can beat guys half his age, there's no reason why you couldn't also. But I definitely understand what you're saying, and I'm sure Stan will want to speak on Dexter a little bit because of how close they are. But I think Dexter's proven that age really is just a number, and I totally understand where you're coming from.
Chris, at the end, it's a self-esteem. It's something you got to live with the rest of your life. I rather, if I get the chance, win the open show. No, I won the open show by the judge's decision, and no, I'm going to Olympia by a win, not by points.
Right.
That's just me. The same thing. How I felt. I won my card in 2 divisions, and I do have friends that got it by default. and they go around telling people they won their card. They did not win their card. They weren't picked by the judges. At the end, if the judges don't pick you, that means you're not ready to become a pro. That's in my eyes. I'm sorry. I know people hate me for it, but that's how I feel.
Well, they won't hate you for it, I don't think, but that's a very old school way of thinking. I mean, you're surrounded by old school people. You got Stan, Cheech, Rory. I mean, like
I'm old too. I'm probably older than you.
You're what, 44? I'm 41, so just barely.
I'm 44 years old. So I'm older than you, Chris.
It's a very, very old school way of thinking. And
yeah.
Stan, what's your take on that, Stan, in terms of qualifying by points or winning a show?
You already know that I'm old school. It's like nowadays, like, you only have to train for first place. You can train for second, third, and still get a pro card. You know what I'm saying? So what is that? So you got a lot of people that on the pro level that even can't even win in Mr. Florida, but because they got second, they got third, you know, they got a freaking pro card. You know, so you know, your body has to speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? So if you get on, you know, on the Olympia and on the Classic, it's the best of the best. You know, so why you got somebody with a mediocre body, you know, that's up there that shouldn't be up there. He got up because of points. You know, maybe he wanted to show, like you said, maybe he was the only one that was in his class or whatever the case may be. But, you know, I'm saying like, you know, you want to earn, you know, you want to earn whatever you get. If you get first place, you want to earn it because you deserve to get first, you know, to be able to compete in the Mr. Olympia or either on the class or whatever. So, you know, it's just about, you know, people like me, I don't want nobody to give me nothing. What I do, I want to work for whatever I get. At the end of the day, this is what I did. That's why I like bodybuilding, because it's an individual sport. Whatever you put into it, that's what you get out of it. So if you put a little effort, you're going to get little results. You work hard, you're going to get good results. And it's going to pay off. So you never want nobody to give you nothing. That's why I don't take shortcuts. That's why I believe in training so hard. And that's the thing that I teach and instill in the peak. You know, no shortcuts. You got to put the freaking work in. You put the work in, it's going to speak for itself. And see, and you know, and Dexter being my best friend, you know, it's just seeing how Dexter has competed in three different eras. You know, Dexter's one guy out of a million. You know, he has a phenomenal physique, super fast metabolism. You won't find many guys like Dexter. Dexter is a very, very rare guy. Like I said, even at his age now, Dexter can go up there and still win the Mr. Olympia. A lot of shows that he lost, he should have won. You know, but, you know, so even like now, going into his last Mr. Olympia, he still can win that show just like Phil, just like Brandon, whoever the top 5, top 6 guys is. Any one of those guys can win the Mr. Olympia. So, you know, he's a hard worker. He don't take shortcuts. He stick to his diet. He stick to his game plan. He don't differentiate. He stay focused. You know, and that's the thing that, like I said, that a lot of those little small details attributes that I instill in Pete, you know, you got to freaking be focused. You know what I'm saying? And so once you like that, then you just like you tunnel vision. You focus on, you know, on the goal ahead. And so, you know, I always think like always think positive. If somebody else can do it, you can do it. And there's nothing that you can't do. You got to think that you can do it. You got to believe it. So like I tell them, like, if I believe in you, I need for you to believe in yourself. If I believe that you can do it, then I need for you to believe that you can do it. And so that's kind of attitude, that's kind of mindset that we have. And so my thing is like with Peter is like always getting better, always going to the next level. If somebody doing 30 reps, okay, we're going to do 50 reps, whatever the case may be. If they're doing 5 plates, we're going to do 7 plates or 8 plates. You know, if they're doing 10 reps, we're going to do 30 reps. You know, add more weight, whatever the case may be. Just always just take it, never selling for, you know, for less. Always just selling, you know, taking it to the next level. That's the kind of attitude that I have. That's the kind of attitude that is still in Pete. Because whatever you ain't doing, somebody may be doing. So you always got to think outside of the box. You know what I'm saying? Even when you feel like crap, you know what I'm saying? That's when you have your best workout because you got to use the physicality on your mind. You know that you feel like shit. So okay, so you don't entertain that. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you just go in and just kill it. You have your best workouts.
And I think honestly, that's why, I mean, I was like listening to everywhere. I was hanging on every word you were saying there. And I think that's why, you know, whatever show I've seen Stan at, you know, he'll sit down, usually at the NPC activewear booth there with Rico. You'll sit there and I mean, like, sure as, I don't want to curse, but sure as stuff, people come from all over, all age ranges, and they come and they talk to you, they take a picture with you, they want to pick your brain. That's why I also think that so many people like myself don't want Dexter to retire this year or ever, because he's that bridge to, you know, different eras, you know, and that's not to take away anything from the guys today, Pete or Stan, but like, it's just, it's a different time, and Stan represents it. And Pete, I feel like you're carrying it forward. And I think that's awesome. With regards to the show next week though, Pete, what show do you have next week? Cause like a lot of people might think that you're done for the year with 2 big wins, and yet here you are going at it again.
We got Hurricane Pro, Tim Gardner's show up in Tampa.
And you've done very well in Tampa before. So, I mean, again, this might seem off a left field, but how is your physique doing? I mean, after 2 big shows like that, to do a third, I mean, obviously you still have gas in the tank to do it, but like a lot of guys nowadays will do 1 show and that's it in the whole year.
I got plenty of energy. I got plenty of gas in my tank. You know, I feel fine. I feel healthy. If I wasn't, I would tell Stan, and we would back away from it.
And the thing about it, that Christian, so why Pete is able to do that, because we do things the smart way. You know, we don't overdo nothing. You like I said, you know, and just like
every week coming up to the show, Stan changes what we need to do. If we're going heavy, we're going heavy. We're going mild, we go mild. If it's time to go light, a lot of reps, concentrated, flex it. That's what we got to do. He knows what to do.
And so what I do, I look at his physique, and then you know what I'm saying, and for his physique, then I get my assessment, and then from that I make the adjustments to go ahead so that he can be able to look better and be better than he was before. And we just go from there. I made the adjustment with the training. I made the adjustment with his diet.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And again, I'm not throwing shade at the guys today at all, you know, but I'm just saying, you know, back in the 80s, back in the 90s in Stan's era, you know, they used to have the European Grand Prix after the Olympia, where these guys would go to 5, 6, 7, 8 cities after the Olympia. And they didn't look as good as the Olympia, but they still looked pretty damn good. I don't think a lot of guys could do that nowadays. I don't think that they could bounce back like that, you know, and the fact that you're able to put 2 W's and go potentially for a third, all in the course of just a few months. That's a blast from the past kind of thing, you know? And,
yeah, I mean, but if you don't abuse your body, then you can do it. Because when I first started, me and Dexter and Melvin, and we used to do 8, 9, 10 shows a year. When I first got into the game, and I was like, Flex, like, man, come on, you got to get your name out there. So we used to do all the shows back to back. If there was back to back, if there was close together, we just jump in and do them. You know?
Absolutely. And what I like about PQ, sorry.
No, like I said, if you've been smart about it, you know what I'm saying, your preparation for the show and how you do use your supplementation and your diet and stuff like that, then you can do it. Just being smart about it, not abusing nothing. You're just doing everything in moderation and being smart how you do stuff.
And again, just reading between the lines there to keep it subtle, but like the supplementation also, a lot of guys, I think, invest way too much emphasis on that and don't do what you guys do so well, which is train, you know, balls to the wall, hardcore in the gym. And the diet is on point too, very much on point. I mean, the hard work part of it is where I think a lot of guys kind of like fall off the wagon, whereas with the supplements, it's like it's all supplements, and like supplements aren't going to do it, I don't think. I mean, if you guys want to speak on that, but
that's the thing that I taught Pete, that I instilled in Pete as well. I said, listen, there's no magic pill to get you from A to B, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to put the work in. You put the work in, everything is going to work. But that's the difference between old school and new school. These guys today, they realize that the magic pill do all the work, so they don't want to work hard in the gym. Back then, like I said, in my day and time, like I said, it's about putting the work in. You put the freaking work in, the physique going to pay off. You know? So, and that's the thing that's the kind of mindset that we have, you know, putting the work in. There's no magic pill that's going to get you that, you know, to the next level if you don't put the work in. And that's the difference between, like I said, old school and new school.